What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Big Baby Jonathan here, man. Welcome to another episode of Big Baby Sports, man. We got a very good show today with Angry Lakers fan and LakeShow Show, man. How's it going, everybody? We'll start off with Angry Lakers fan. How y'all doing, man? Thank you so much for coming to the show today, man. Hope all is well.
Well, first off, I want to say shout out to the mob. I'm doing great, y'all. Hopefully, everybody else is doing good. We got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, man. Oh, go ahead.
Yo, just want to say what's up. Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate being here. I rock with both of you guys, and so I'm looking forward to just getting into it today.
Yeah, man, and let's get into it, man. Let's get the show started, man. But yeah, man, Lakers season hasn't been of what you expected, man. So what's next for Lakers? There's reports about LeBron James possibly leaving the Lakers, man. Um, with the son, which I understand. Family comes first. I get it. You want to go play with your son, but in my personal opinion, I'm gonna go real quick before I go. Let Angry Lakers fan LakeShow Show. My personal opinion, man, LeBron's probably gonna leave. I know Sam Sharani said he's gonna be a Laker for a foreseeable future, but I feel like he's gonna let his contract ride out and bounce back to Cleveland. Do what you can to get value for him because I don't want to have him be on this team. I want him on this team still, but I don't want his contract to mess up our team as far as everything, man. I'm just so frustrated with LeBron because he's sugarcoating everything. Sugarcoat. If you don't want to be here, just man up and say, I don't want to be here anymore. But knowing how LeBron is, he's gonna wait till the last contract and then just go back to Cleveland, not say anything, not surprised. And I'm just so upset with him right now. I'm mentally done with LeBron. So, angry Lakers fan, what is your thoughts about with the whole Lakers, LeBron, Rich Paul, and all that? And what's next for the Lakers?
Where do I start, man?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, like I said yesterday, we all know, LeBron's mo. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and like I said before that we went live, we
Mm-hmm.
cannot make the same mistakes that the Cavs and the Heat made. We cannot
Mm-hmm.
just let him walk away. We have the power. He doesn't have a no trade clause. We have the power. We can send him wherever he wants to go, or we can be ass. Oh, my bad. I ain't trying to cuss.
No,
Or
go
we
ahead, do
can
your
be,
thing.
or we could be a holes and send them off to whoever give us the best package for him. But we have we have the power. We should move him, get something back, and not let him just walk away for nothing. And talk to AD, see where he's at. If he don't want to be here, move him too. Get it. We got to build for the future. And we said we don't want to rebuild or go through that situation again, but it'll be better this time around knowing that we have cap space next year and we can get a great haul for both of them. So we're going to be great. We're going to be good.
But let me ask you guys this question though. Why do you guys have a problem with him walking away and leaving 40 something million on the table for us to work with? I don't really know who the free agents are going to be the following summer, but I mean that's a lot of money to be able to work with, right?
Go ahead, angry Lakers fan. Go ahead. Can you hear me, angry Lakers fan? Yeah. Can you hear me?
Is he frozen?
Yeah, I think he is. But yeah, man. Man, I feel like I don't know. I just feel like the if you have $44 something million on the table, that'll leave the contract, the other free agents. But it's just like I don't know. I just feel some type of way. Him just leaving high and dry. Not I just want value. I want draft picks. Same with AD. If AD don't want to be here, tell Rob Pelinka, Jimmy Butts, he won't be here. Like earlier in the season, he looked mentally checked out. And your Lakers fan, saw it from kept it real about that, and I agree with him. He looks mentally checked out. It just I don't know, man. I just tired of the rumors and everything with LeBron every other day, and it's just time to start fresh and start rebuild. You know.
So that's what I'm saying though. Like my whole thing is like I'm ready to rebuild like from top to bottom. I'm talking about Kurt Rambis. I'm talking about Pelinka. I'm talking about Vogel. I'm fine with getting rid of LeBron and AD. Like at this point, I'm ready for a fresh start, man. I'm ready to build the right way. If you look at the dynamic of how these other teams are building, they're not building the way we're building. They're building with young 3-and-D guys. We have no young guys. We have no wing players. And so
Mm-hmm.
the way that our team's been constructed is just not today's NBA. it's more built for like the 90s basketball, and we're not in the 90s anymore. So I'm all for just whatever, man. Just get rid of everybody. Let's start fresh.
Mm-hmm.
I personally would love to start fresh. I really just want my team back. It's too much. It's too much going on. It's too much drama. Uh, it seemed like it's starting with Clutch and LeBron's camp, and I don't know. Just get rid of everybody, like you said. Uh, Anything that's gonna make it better, I'm down for it. I don't care if it's starting fresh from the front office. I don't care if it's firing the whole coaching staff, trading LeBron and AD. I don't care. Just whatever makes this organization better than what it is the past 2 years. I'm down for it.
But see, I think we have to start at the front office, because the problem is how we built this year's team. We built Pelinka built a team around AD and LeBron, but it doesn't fit in and Frank Vogel's coaching style. So you just threw a random bunch of dudes together and expected him to mesh with his style of play. I think first you got to get the right GM, you got to get the right coach and figure out a system. Like there's no system, there's no identity. Lakers don't know who they are, and so how are you going to pick and choose players to fit when you don't even know who you are as a team? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, most definitely. And what fits LeBron is shooters, shooters and great perimeter shooters like a Kevin Love or, Channing Frye. We need players like that. And I feel like next season, if Lakers say no, we're not trading LeBron AD, we're just gonna trade Westbrook, get some assets back. But I feel like I'm gonna keep it real, man. We just need to bug Portland and get Dame. I know everybody says it's not gonna work, but Dame needs to say, you know what, I need to get out of Portland and come to LA. I'll trade in half our roster, serve for AD and LeBron for Westbrook. I just want a point guard, that could take over a game when LeBron AD ain't, feeling it. We need that Dame time in LA. I know Dame says he doesn't want to leave, but Portland's in a rebuild. Like why would Dame stay in Portland because of the rebuild? If I was Lakers, I'm doing everything in my power to get Dame on the Lakers next season, man. Or try to go get another good point guard out there, like a D'Angelo Russell.
But do we really need a point guard, quote unquote? What was the formula when we had our 2020 title, right? LeBron was a point guard, and he just surrounded them around shooters.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like, I don't know what you guys think, but I feel like we owe it to LeBron, whether he leaves or not. Like we owe it to him. Let's build one roster that we could contend for the championship next season. And then if he leaves, or if it's not working out throughout the season, just trade him by the trade deadline. But I feel like we owe him, because the way that he's carried this team this year, like the least we could do is like give him a team that he could really compete and contend with.
I think I'm gonna go back to what you said about Frank Vogel's coaching style. I will give him the benefit of the doubt. I mean, he is a defensive-minded player, and we don't have a defensive-minded team. I'd say his best team was the team that we won the 2020 championship with. We had big men and even guards that could play defense, like KCP, had Caruso. We should have stayed with that squad. I really don't know why we didn't.
Yep. Right.
We could have repeated.
Yeah, I agree. My big brother, he's a big time Laker fan. He lives in Sacramento. He even said the same thing. Why did we trade everybody? We could have. I feel like we could repeat it because we had the chemistry, the camaraderie. Rajon Rondo called out people. Jared Dudley called out people. Jason Key was there. Everybody was calling out each other. But now this team, I don't know. Just this team just got put together and just like there's no identity. And it's just I don't know. Just this season, man, has just been like left a bad taste in my mouth as the whole season. It's just like we just seem disinterested. We just seem disinterested at times as a team. And you know what really set the tone for the season, man? Keep it real, the AD and Dwight Howard situation on the bench. Set the tone. And I know the media made it bigger what it is. AD said, "Oh, we're good." Dwight said, "We're good," but like I just feel like something happened more behind the scenes, personally with AD. That's why he was probably struggling. According to my sources, I'm gonna keep it all the way real. Dwight's not gonna be here next season, according to my sources. So
well, I don't think a lot of people are gonna be here next season. For me, the moment that the make or break part of the season was the offseason when we got Russell Westbrook, right? That was a move that I think should never have happened. LeBron is responsible, AD is responsible because they both signed off on this trade. This trade doesn't happen if they don't sign off on it.
Yeah.
And they knew. It's like, man, we just played this dude in the bubble. Nobody's guarding him for like within 10 feet. And then you said, let's just bring him on our team. Like, what did you see in Russell Westbrook that tells you to bring him to the Lakers? I don't understand. And that was, for me, that was like the beginning of the end.
Yeah. Go ahead, Angry Lakers fan.
All right. Before I say anything, I want to ask you both of y'all a question, but I just want to say shout out to Wardell Wright. I agree with everything he's saying right there. But seeing as this group that we have does not fit with Vogel's playing style, would y'all be up to keeping Vogel if we do go out and get defensive players this summer?
That's a question. Go ahead, LakeShow.
I think I'm open to it, even though he's made a lot of bad decisions, right? That's the obvious. He spent what 20 something games playing DeAndre Jordan. He's played a lot of minutes with Avery Bradley when he should have been playing Reaves or Monk, which we understand. But when you look at what he was in the 2020 bubble, when he had a team to fit his coaching style, he was a genius. He looked like a genius. Every single series, Portland was supposed to be the team that was the best 8 seed ever. We lost the first game and he capitalized. We figured it out. We beat them. Same thing with Houston. They're supposed to be our kryptonite. He made adjustments. We beat them. The same thing. Denver was a hot team of the playoffs. And every single series, the odds are stacked against us. He made great coaching adjustments and we won the title. And so the thing is, it's hard. It's hard. You have to blame him for some stuff, but some stuff is like, I understand you don't have your pieces. So yeah, to answer your question, I mean, if we can get the right pieces around them, I'm fine with keeping them around for one more season.
Yeah, I agree. Just keep them around for one more season, man. Get the shooters, defensive-minded players. But if we get those defensive-minded players and shooters, and it's not working, and he's continuing to do the same thing, you got to go. But also, too, man, I was reading an article about Jeannie Buss. She's saying that Magic Johnson's still part of the team, but in a non-competitive role. What do you think about all that? Do you think Jeannie Buss should not go to Magic for advice and then come back and what are you guys' thought process on that? Do you think I feel like I don't know, man. I feel like Jeannie Buss needs to fire Linda Rambis, Kurt Rambis, and get people in the organization that have the basketball mindset. That know player personnel. That's what I feel. But I don't know, man. I just feel like we need to Jeannie Buss to clean house in the front office, keeping it real. But we'll see what happens.
And we know she's not afraid to fire somebody.
Yeah,
I mean, she fired her freaking brother,
Yeah.
So I think but the thing is, she's running this organization like a mom and pop shop, hiring so-and-so from your cousin and hire this person and Ray them and June them, she's just hiring all the family, all the people, which is cool. But man, let's get, like you said, let's get some basketball minds in there. Let's get some specialists. Let's see what, man, if I was her, I would pay Presti. What do you want, Presti? I got you. Let's run it. And get a GM that really knows what he's doing, not a agent that converted to a GM. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I would have loved if we was able to get what's his name, Masai Ujiri from the Raptors.
Oh, man, that would have been great.
Man, I think it was one point we was about to look at him, right?
Yeah.
But he was like he was happy. He got the keys to the city over there.
Yeah, he do. He gonna be a legend over there in Canada.
Yeah,
sure. That's for sure.
Yeah, most definitely, man. But I don't know, man. I just feel like this season, man, has been crazy.
So let me ask you guys this question though.
Yeah.
Like, why is everybody so surprised about what we're seeing from LeBron and what we're seeing from AD? Right? We knew what AD was. We knew he was an injury-prone player. When he's on the floor, he's great, but he's not on the floor. So we knew this, and then we knew that when LeBron goes to a team, he becomes a GM, he runs a whole organization, and he leaves. Like, I'm fine with them giving us a title in 2020, and let's just wash our hands with them. But why is everybody so shocked by this? It's not new.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you about to answer that first?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just feel like LeBron does this, and then when he doesn't get his way, he just flees the scene. He always has people trade a bunch of draft picks for him, or trade draft picks for star players. Who has a bunch of draft picks? Oklahoma City. He's talking about Sam Presti. He's praising them. Wouldn't be surprised if he says if Brian James goes to Oklahoma City, I'm going there. He's probably going to have them trade a bunch of draft picks for stars and try to rebuild that Oklahoma City team. And then if it doesn't go his way, I'm out of here. That's what I see from him. He did it in Cleveland, went to Miami, left Miami, just LeBron just wants to be a GM. If you want to be GM, wait till you're retire, then become a GM. Don't, do that to franchises and then leave. I don't know, man. He's just rubbing me the wrong way lately with all the news and storylines, and it's just like,
But you'll take the championship in 2020 all day. Like, be the
yeah,
GM if it's gonna give us a ring. Do what
yeah.
the heck
But
you want to
one
do.
championship though, I know one championship is, one championship. I want more. I want more. I feel like I want to just get more. At least I said when he first came to LA, I was like, two at best or three. One, I'll be okay, but I want two. But I don't know, man. Just we'll see what happens, man. Maybe LeBron's doing this on purpose to get front office attention to make a move in the
I mean,
offseason.
and I think that's part of it. I think he's lighting a fire under the GM. But man, look at where we were when LeBron signed with us. We've been in shambles for years and years, bro. So like, Laker fans are tough on their team because we expect greatness and perfection. But like, man, we were trash for how many years, y'all? Like, we were super trash, and so like, it hurts to struggle like this. But man, when we think about where we were to where we could potentially be just in the split second of an off season, man, we could get back there easily.
I think for me, what it was, to answer your previous question first, why are we so surprised? I'll speak for myself, is that yes, we knew how LeBron was, with his MO of, doing his contract and running, and not running, but walking away. And we knew how injury prone Anthony Davis was. But as far as me, I looked at it, like you said, we're Laker fans. We put expectations on superstars. And I guess all them expectations masks what we know them for, and we didn't really look at it like that. Oh, we're the Lakers, they ain't gonna do this. Or we're the Lakers, he ain't gonna just walk away. I thought he was gonna retire as a Laker, but apparently not.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I thought we could change Westbrook. Apparently not.
no.
Did you really think that?
Look, I got caught up in a superstar tag. I would say that.
Man, I the moment I heard about that. See, let me give you the contrast, right? When I heard about AD, I was driving and I was on First Street in LA, and I got out of my car and I started running down the street screaming. When I heard the news about Westbrook, I sat down and I said, no. Because I knew, man, there's no changing him, man. Gosh, man. I've never hated a Laker more than I hate him, ever.
Really? Oh,
ever.
Well, me, I couldn't stand Luke Walton when he was a player. I couldn't stand. I couldn't stand Luke Walton. Smush Parker either. I couldn't stand Smush Parker.
Me neither. Couldn't stand Smush Parker, Kwame Brown, Adam Morrison, Chris
even
Kaman.
John Sally. He just rolled the bench for he got 3 rings, but he rolled the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just
I'd rather have them than Westbrook right now. I'd rather have a 50-year-old John Sally than Westbrook right now.
Yeah, man. It's just crazy how. But that's the thing, though. Like Westbrook, I know Westbrook is having an F season with the Lakers, man. But like previous season with Washington, he was dominating, getting triple doubles. But when he comes to LA, he doesn't do anything that much. So,
bright lights, man. The bright lights and the expectation.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody.
And watch. If we get rid of him, if he goes to a different team, let's say if he goes to Sacramento or Houston, he's going to be dominating, dunking, screaming, shooting threes, rocking the baby, talking noise. You didn't really see him do that much this season. You didn't really see him talking, and you didn't really see that competitive fire. That I didn't see that.
Yeah, and I think it's because number one, LeBron is not an easy guy to play with, man, and he's not for everybody. He's an acquired taste to play with. You have to really adjust your game, and the thing with Russ, he's a stubborn dude, man. He's a stubborn dude, and he's not going to change his game for anybody. And so that's why he struggled, because guys that have come and played with LeBron and sacrificed, D Wade sacrificed, Chris Bosh sacrificed, and a number of guys sacrificed to win titles. Westbrook's not willing to do that, and it's showing.
Most definitely, man.
Look, even Carmelo Anthony is sacrificing.
Yeah.
He was almost out the league for not doing it, but look at him. He was one of the alphas everywhere he went. So if he could sacrifice and play on the bench and do what's asking him. I mean, Westbrook could. I mean,
Yeah, but like okay, a couple. What we got like 30 plus games left this season, 40 somewhere around there, I
We got
believe.
like 24.
Yeah, 24. You
Yeah.
know, what do you think the expectation is for the 24 games left? Do you think we're gonna be in the playing tournament or be out the playoffs?
I'm gonna be real with you, bro. After thinking about it overnight, we got 24 games left. I think we ain't gonna win no more than 10 of them.
Sounds about right.
Yep, I agree. I agree, and it's gonna be if the Lakers don't make the playoffs, that'll be second time in LeBron's career he didn't make the playoffs. You best believe there's gonna be changes
Let me
immediately.
think about this scenario. We get the 10 seed, Clippers get the 9th seed. They beat us. They beat us in the play-in. Man, how long is that summer gonna be? How long would that summer be having to hear from these nail Clipper fans talking about we didn't make the playoffs and they bounced us out? Oh my gosh, man.
And then when they get if that did happen, they would get to the playoffs and get blown out, get
Oh
swept.
yeah. Well, yeah, we know that, but
Yeah,
still, you know,
and
you don't want to lose to
the Clipper fans would make that their parade. They would actually have a parade. Nobody would have wanted to go to that. All you would see there is Clipper Darrell celebrating by himself.
I mean, it's so it's sad to this point that they only care about beating the Lakers. It don't matter if it's a regular season, preseason. They only care about beating the Lakers. That's the only time you will see them play hard. That's the only time you will see Kawhi Leonard come back from injury or Paul George come back from an injury. I wouldn't be surprised if Kawhi and Paul George suit up. I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't either, man, for real. But
But
to answer your question, just like an angry Lakers fan said, I think around that 10
Mhm.
mark, because we're, you look at the whole season in its entirety, we're a 500 team, actually below 500 team. So to say we're going to win half of those games is unrealistic, especially when we have the second toughest schedule remaining in the NBA. So I mean, 10 is that, and that's even being optimistic, saying we're going to win 10. It's going to get ugly, man, and I'm not looking forward to it. That's why I'm enjoying these days when the Lakers are not playing, so I can have some peace of mind for a couple of days.
yeah, but I know things haven't been going good for the Lakers, but we gotta give some bright spots, man. Like there's some good things happening with players like Austin Reaves, hit 2-0 in crunch time situations. Malik Monk balling out. You got Carmelo, you got LeBron. I believe it is 20th season, right? Or is it 19th?
19.
19th season. Playing at the highest level. So I feel like we're gonna win 10 plus games, but I feel like we're gonna fight until the end, man. I don't. If the Lakers come out on Friday, lackadaisical, Westbrook not getting back on defense, LeBron has hands on this, on his hips, just looking around, that's gonna let me know LeBron checked out. I'm gonna give it 5 games. If this Laker team is still doing what they did before the All-Star break, you can say goodbye to playoffs and goodbye to playing tournament.
You're
You know,
super optimistic, man. I like your positivity, but you got to come on our side, man. We're over here in the murky waters, bro.
I know it.
I'll tell you in the first 3 minutes of the game, and tell you the rest of the season by the first 3 minutes. They're coming off their Cancun trips and still a little hungover, bro. It's over, bro. It ain't no five. We don't even have 5 games. It's over.
Yeah. But man,
I got a question for everybody, including everybody in the chat.
Yeah, everybody in the comments.
I heard this from somebody else. I didn't really come up with it or think nothing of it, but I want to ask y'all what y'all think. Do y'all think that Austin Reaves' ceiling is Gordon Hayward?
I say Kyle Korver.
Kyle Korver?
I think, see, the thing with Austin Reaves is he's already in his rookie year. He has high basketball IQ. He could defend well. And I don't know if these other guys can really defend the way that he defends. Once he starts putting on a little bit of weight, he can shoot. He's smart, handling the ball. I think he could be better than Gordon Hayward, if you ask me.
I just wanted to see what y'all thought, man, because I never really thought of that ceiling, but when I heard it, I was like, I gotta ask this question. I gotta see what everybody thinks.
I love his game. He's talented. His demeanor. That's a good question. I say JJ Redick too. In my JJ Redick, you got Kyle Korver, and also you got he's better than Alex Caruso.
Isn't it funny how we only compare white players to white players? Like they ain't no brothers that you can compare Austin Reaves to, man.
I was just thinking that like we always do that. Even ESPN do that. Like we
Yeah.
compare black to black, white to white, foreign to foreign. We
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
they compare Joel Embiid to Elijah Wan.
The only time I've heard a little bit different, it was when they say Luka is like a LeBron. That's one of the rare occasions where you hear something different.
Yeah, yeah. Luca, he's talented, man.
If Luca has the ability to match a lot of his records if he plays 20 years.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
You know, but is Luca going to stay in Dallas long term for the rest of his career?
I think he
don't
might.
know. I don't know. Mark Cuban knows how to keep stars around. I mean, he's as much as you could hate Mark Cuban or hate on him, you know, he treats the stars well. So I'm sure he's going to keep Luca around like he did Dirk.
Yep.
So I saw this on your Twitter. You tagged me in it, man. I still haven't got to it yet. Greatest, what was the greatest
Favorite
Lakers of all time?
Top 5 favorite Lakers of all time.
Kwame Brown, Smush Parker, Luka. No, I'm just kidding. Kobe. They got Shaq, Pau Gasol, Magic, and James Worthy.
James Worthy. Yeah. Okay.
What about you, angry Lakers fan? Who's your top 5?
Okay. Number 1 is Kobe. Number 2 is Shaq. Number 3 is Magic. Number 4 is Kareem. And number 5, since he saved us so many games, I'm gonna give him his props. Big Shot Bob.
Big Shot Bob. I'm not mad at that. So I put, I don't know if you guys saw mine. So I put D Fish at number 5, and then I went with Nick Van Exel at number 4, Shaq number 3, Magic number 2, and then Kobe number 1. Nick Van Exel was my first favorite player in the NBA. This is when I fell in love with the Lakers, like in 92, 93, 94. That's when I fell in love with the Lakers, man. And Nick the Quick was my guy, man.
Yeah, he was talented.
I brought up a comparison to I don't know, maybe it's just me. I said because Jamal Crawford reminded me of, like, his play style reminded me of Nick Van Exel at some point.
Ooh.
And he actually commented on it or retweeted it or liked it or something like that. But I don't know. Maybe it's just the way they, because how Nick Van Exel was. He was a great ball handler. He cross you up. He can drive the ball. Decent shooter. I used to love Nick Van Exel. It was crazy how he shot his free throws though. Like he is stand like further from the free throw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That whole team, man, that whole like 92 through 95 team before Shaq came and Kobe came, like, Seth Sabalas, Eddie Jones, Sadell 3, Anthony Peeler, Pig Miller, Sean Rooks, that whole crew, man, that's when I fell in love with the Lakers.
Rest in peace, Sean Rooks. Yeah.
Rest in peace.
I was watching Lakers around that time. When I started fully watching basketball, became a Laker fan, it was 95. So I was watching the Eddie Joneses before Kobe came. Watching the Cedric Sabalas. We had a team back then.
We had a team. We just couldn't get over the hump.
Yeah,
couldn't get over the hump. But man, it was a good transitional team from Showtime to that team, because Nick and that, they brought that flashiness still. And we have Vlade on the team too, and he was doing Eldon Campbell. Oh, I hated him. That's another dude. I hated Eldon Campbell. He's sorry, man. Sorry.
Eldon Campbell. He went from power forward to center because he grew an inch. I remember that.
Yeah. And then then Kobe and Shaq came, and then they got rings.
The rest was history. Huh?
Yep. But I got some things written down here. Pick your guys' favorite moment in Laker history of all time?
I mean, if I'm going off the top of my head, we're not really thinking. It's the 2000 playoffs, Western Conference Finals, Game 7, being down 15 to Portland and coming back. Kobe crossing over Pip, throwing a lob to Shaq. Shaq pointing to the rafters. Man, I remember being in my room. My hands were sweaty. I was rubbing on my sweater, man, and that game was just like, man, that was amazing game, amazing moment.
For me, man, I'm gonna say 2010 because we lost to the Boston Celtics in 2008. And that summer, man, it got to me the whole summer, and I had to go to school the next day in Sacramento, and Kings fans were on my ass. Boston fans were talking shit. And I still, here's the thing, I wore my Kobe Bryant jersey the next day and still ripped it in their face. I was like, I'm still rocking, and I even told a Boston Celtics fan, we're gonna get you guys, and we're gonna win another championship. We're gonna learn from this and get better. And we won 2 championships. And when Lakers won 2010, no, there was no Celtics fans. I didn't see no Celtics fans, no Kings fans. The people that were talking that noise. When we went back to school the next day, I was like, "Where you guys at?" They weren't there. So that's one of my favorite moments of the Lakers of all time. So, man, it felt good to get punched Boston back in the face in that game, man. It felt good.
Me personally, I have too many favorite moments to name, but if I could name one that helped turn the Lakers around, was when we acquired Shaquille O'Neal. I would say that's one of my favorite Laker moments that I can remember. Acquiring Shaquille O'Neal was a game changer.
Yep.
It's huge.
So I would say that. Plus, Shaquille O'Neal introduced me to basketball. I used to watch him when he was with Orlando. That's why I say Orlando is it has to be my all-time second favorite team because of him and watching Penny and Nick Anderson and those boys, they was balling.
That team was a great team. Did they go undefeated at home one year, or maybe they lost one? I remember one year they couldn't be beat at home.
I know they eliminated Jordan one year in the playoffs. Nobody bring that up though.
I think that was a year when he first came back, right? He just had come back, or maybe the year after, something like that.
Yeah, it was a year when he came back. I think he was still wearing the 45. I don't know, but man. Only thing that stopped him was Olajuwon. Otherwise, he was dominating.
Do you think if Orlando would have beat the Rockets that year in the NBA Finals, do you think Shaq would have stayed in Orlando?
I think so.
That's a good question. If they would have beat the Rockets, and maybe if Penny Hardaway stayed healthy,
yeah,
because Penny Hardaway he was always hurt at some points. But if Penny never got hurt, we'd be talking about him as one of the greatest because he was excellent.
Yeah, he was talented.
He was excellent.
Injuries always, it's part of the game. People get injured, and it's like, what if he didn't get injured? It's unfortunate, man. He's very talented. What he did, Shaq and him that would have been interesting to see. You know what I mean? But that's gonna do it for Big Baby Sports Podcast, man. I know you Lakers fans gotta go to work, and I gotta take care of some things. But thank you guys so much for joining the show, man. Go ahead and shout out your social media and all that good stuff. I'm gonna go with Angry Lakers Fan. Go ahead.
All right, you can follow me on YouTube at Angry Lakers Fan TV. That's T.V. And you can follow me on Twitter at Angry Laker Fan 83. There's a link in the bio to show you all my merchandise. Check it out. I just put up some new ones today.
Yes, sir. And you can follow me on Twitter at the LakeShow Show, the LakeShow Show on Twitter, and also on YouTube, the LakeShow Show as well. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks for coming on, and we'll talk soon, Laker fan.
Peace out.
One love. Go Lakers, baby.
Peace out.